Okay, in a previous video I left in the description the concept of alienation through dissociation, and it's happening in this case specifically because not enough people are addicted to nicotine. Not enough people who are addicted to nicotine necessarily are vaping or are affected in that way, such as vaping. So the regulating bodies who are making these big decisions, who are affected by a major player in a decades-long industry, multi-billion dollars history, are now thwarting the only opportunity for a free market, which has already established itself very well in the US, being pushed out by an already established, even larger entity through legislation, through our own government. We are being stifled of the chance for an open opportunity for better options. No one wants a damn Views. They suck. I mean, they're better than Juul, but still. These are the three options. I mean, you're talking devices, you're talking bottles of juice, you're talking about the expandability and the freedom is gone to the profit of big tobacco. That's what happened there. And the way that it was passed by the regulation of the sale and stuff, and the reason that they're using of not offering to to be appealing to underage. How many fruit flavored alcohols are there? Legit. I mean, you're talking about not this is banning an entire. This would be like prohibition. This is banning in a whole subcategory of an actual cleaner option and putting the profit directly back into the companies that have killed Americans for decades. I don't really know how to emphasize the gravity of that statement, because that's actually what is happening. And not only are we losing our freedoms, because I guess not enough people are even aware of it, that it happened, or the people that aren't a strong enough voice in the opposition. And the people that aren't even involved in vaping or nicotine or tobacco at all completely turn a blind eye. But this is regardless of whether or not you're addicted to nicotine or whether you think it's good or bad, it's the principle of the thing in general that big corporations can purchase legislation to allow self-interest and allow profitability and allow a clamp on the market, on a market that they had completely lost control of, by the way, which now there may be a couple states left that are holding out, but federally it's already gone to big tobacco. That's what I need to emphasize here, is in a lot of the wake, it's FDA approved crap, which you go down the list of their 200 and some regulated or approved device list. It's a joke. And that's what they approved. That's what begs me to wonder, speculate, what kind of chemicals we're going to start seeing showing up in these things. And who's doing the testing? These are all questions. But yes, not someone who is addicted to nicotine has to worry about. But now on the flip side of that, how about someone who is, who had grown accustomed to the nicotine salts and the juices and all of the variety that was available, and who may have even developed an unhealthy attachment to vaping. I'm not afraid to admit that. The thing is in my hand all the time. It's a little dose and, whatever. But then that goes away through legislation. Now all of a sudden, all those vape shops are gone because they can't afford to stay open anymore. All that juice and that inventory gone. It is to be seized or destroyed, is in the official terminology of the document. So this is exactly corruption. We're seeing it right here. And so that's why I say, whether or not you're addicted to nicotine or whether or not you sympathize on one side or the other, this is clearly in the best interests of big tobacco. We all know they're evil. This is clearly being used as a reason, as a fault. So the way to get something done is ask for twice as much as you need, and then the compromise is you get half, which is the exact amount you wanted originally, right? So underhandedly, they want to square their interests in profit, obviously for their companies, the tobacco. So they've done that. But what excuse are they using in order to do that? Children. Oh, look at the kids that are getting sucked into these flavored devices. Just because there's a mango or a guava, whatever it is. There's all sorts of flavors. It's wonderful. But like I said, that's regulated in its own sense. And there's mango and guava alcohol too. That's also addictive. It contributes to the same exact dopamine. So tell me it's for the kids, yeah. Tell me it's to prevent them from all those kids now that are hooked on a cleaner option, now just going to whatever's available to them, and that might be cigarettes. That might be right back into... The addiction doesn't go away. And when you fuck with people's addictions, you're fucking with more than just profitability. It's people's lives, dude. And livelihoods sometimes. I mean, what are these people going to do? They go back to, shit, I'm on 50 milligram. I'm hitting that thing, I haven't hit it in a while, but you know, enough. How much does that equate to in packs of cigarettes? I'm not smoking again. I put down cigarettes a long time ago, but I have that pact with myself. Who else has that pact? I'm never touching another cigarette. And who's going to stick to that when all of a sudden now there's no good vape options available, and we find out down the line that Juul actually causes cancer just as bad as cigarettes, and it turns out that you thought you were doing good but you weren't, and then Juul says, oh, we're sorry, we had no idea, or yeah, there's something in the legislation that protects them back to this date, and you don't find out till later, and then who's held accountable? Oh, no one, because no one's around anymore that was responsible for that thing, and now that thing is history, so now you're dealing with it, but the people responsible have lived out their lives and their profits and their wonder on your back, and now you're the one with the problem. So it's not with anyone's best interest in mind that this is being perpetuated and pushed. All these new laws and legislations, all these things that you're seeing disappear from your reality, just like that, just poof. It's not that I didn't see it coming. I knew there was something going on with it, but all of a sudden you go in to buy a new bottle because you might be running low, and all of a sudden, oh, we no longer sell that or anything involving that, but here's your options. That's what happened. So whether or not I took measures to, prepare for that, or I wasn't able to in this sense. Would have if I seen it farther ahead, or, I guess had more of my ear to the ground. I've been kind of had my head in a hole lately, but no, did not see it coming. And now what? Now you got this crazy addiction to nicotine, and your only options are what we discussed. It's setting people up for failure. They're, like when I said, they're fucking with people's lives. It's so many people that this affects. All at once. And the negative effects tremendously outweigh the supposed intended benefits of whatever legislation prompted this, to keep flavors out of kids' hands of something that could be harmful for them, or not to attract kids. How often ran out of space there for a minute. I had to switch over. But I was saying something about how long are we going to keep letting them use children as an excuse to take our freedoms? They use that excuse for everything else. It's literally what's going on here. Destroying a potential free market and alternative options. They're throttling the market in favor of I've never done this kind of research before, but I'm sure someone out there has the ability to see, who funded the legislator or campaign or legislation, or where's the tie? Where does this tie back to big tobacco? Because I know it does. It always does. It always ties back to where's the money coming from. Trace the money back and you find the source. Because this can be regulated, this issue, if there really is one, of all these kids getting a hold of vape devices, this can be regulated. This already is policed and regulated. And it's the failure to adhere to that lies the failure. We don't need more it's the classic trade in your gun to save the kids, when it's not the gun's problem.